Hey everyone, thanks for joining us for tonight's Market Chameleon based webinar with a special guest from Market Taker Mentor and Dan Passarelli. Before he comes on, let's go through the disclaimer. Please read it. It's been up there for a while. Basically, neither Dan nor Market Chameleon nor anyone involved in this webinar is a licensed registered broker-dealer. This is for informational purposes only. So with that, take one more look at the webinar. I will stop sharing the disclaimer and we will let Dan come on in. For those joining the webinar for Zoom, you can put questions into the chat. You can start by letting us know where you are from. My name is Will McBride. I'm one of the founders of Market Chameleon and a friend of Dan's. And I am from Bucks County, Pennsylvania, a suburb of both New York and Philadelphia. It's actually one of the few places you can take a train from Trenton, New Jersey into New York, a commuter to rail, or a line, a SEPTA line into Philadelphia. Let me make sure I have, so I should be allowing everyone to chat now. So just put into the chat if you can hear us, where you're from, if you've joined us before. I'm still waiting for Dan to come on in. Dan, you there? Can you hear us, Dan? And here he comes.
Hey, what's up, Will? How are you, my friend?
Great. All the way from the city that is freezing in the winter, but beautiful in the summer, Chicago, Illinois. Thanks for joining us, Dan.
Glad to be here, man. Glad to be here today.
So I went through the disclaimer, so that's done. How do you want people to ask questions tonight of you, Dan?
You know, let's hold them all till the end so I make sure I have enough time to get through all the important stuff. All
right. So just put those questions into the chat and I'll get those at the end. We also are streaming live on YouTube. So you do this, if you're on YouTube, do the same. I'll put the link to the, I know sometimes there's a delay in YouTube. So if you want to come over to Zoom, I'll put the link to the Zoom meeting in the YouTube chat. So you can click over here if you want. With that, Dan, the floor is all yours. Why don't you let everyone know a little bit about yourself and a little bit about tonight's webinar.
All right. Let me share my screen. I've got a whole little thing there where I'm going to tell everybody every darn thing they need to know about me and Market Taker and everything. All right. So I trust you can see my title screen there. How earnings trading can be your most profitable trade, right, Will?
Sorry, Dan, I was on mute. It looks good.
All right, my friend. Well, hey, folks, welcome. How you feeling today? I'm Dan Passarelli, and thanks for attending this session. I'm really excited to be here with Will, and you know, there are a bunch of really great folks over at Market Chameleon. Really great platform as well. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. Will did the disclaimer, read characteristics and risks of standardized options before trading. Okay, so each of us has the power within us to make trading a source of continuous wealth. And today I am going to share with you how to unlock that power. So this is my promise to you. I'm going to share how you can replace uncertainty with confidence so you can profit consistently no matter what the stock market's doing, using this simple, data-driven, real money-proven earnings trading system that hundreds of our students have used to go from that demoralized feeling we've all felt at some point to that feeling of satisfaction and self-assurance we all know is possible, and that is powerful. This can literally transform your life because when you're confident, you trade better, and when you trade better, you're more confident. This technique I'm going to share with you makes it possible. It uses my proprietary earnings trading system. And at the end of this presentation, I'll share how you can take the next step so you can start getting immediate results. Is that a fair deal? Give me a yes, if you don't mind. And I know that there's a little bit of a delay from YouTube, so I won't read everybody's names here or anything, but give me a yes if that all sounds pretty good. We're all on the same page today, and we're all pretty darn excited about this. Yes, 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 yes. I see some yeses hitting here. Good, good, good. Also, in order for you to get the most out of this, let yourself get immersed in what I'm about to share. Let it become part of you. All right. So about me, This is a pictorial representation of who I am, what I do, some of the organizations I've worked with, traded for years down on the floor of the Chicago Board Options Exchange, wrote 2 of the most popular books on option trading, and worked with every major options broker and exchange in the US and abroad. I get to be on TV a lot, which is kind of fun. But enough about me. Let's talk about you. I know some of you have traded earnings in the past and some have not. So here's the thing. If you have traded earnings in the past, I can help you do it better and be more profitable with less risk. And if you've not traded earnings in the past, you're in the right place at the right time. So let's go back to this period. Goldman Sachs was up 31% over this 12-month period. Would you be happy with a 31% return in a year? Would you? It's not a rhetorical question. I want you to answer it. At least answer it to yourself. I want to know. Would you be happy with a 31% annual return in a year? Will says yes, and David says yes. We're getting some yeses coming in from the good folks in YouTube. They're delayed a little bit. And get a couple of no's. And I think that some of the folks who said no have an interesting perspective, and I like it. 31% a year is tough for some people, but what if I told you there's a strategy that it doesn't matter if the market goes up or down, it's volatile or calm, and you can still make money consistently and potentially really good money? Well, here's the big news. Traders can do better than returns like this, and you have to. Interest rates, they rose, and that makes the cost of loans higher. That's tough for banks. People are worried about, are we going to get rid of inflation? Are we going to hit recession? The market's weird in that way. That's bad for money managers. Do you know what saved firms like Goldman Sachs lately? They're trading units. So look here. Goldman has 36,600 employees. Average salary is $367,564 a year. That's a total of $13.5 billion before bonuses. And bonuses, that's the big compensation for traders. In order for Goldman to pay out $13.5 billion in a year, then all those big gigantic bonuses and all the overhead, and still retain enough for their stock to go up 31% in a year, Goldman must make hundreds of percent each year. And these are the kind of trades that professional traders make. And that's why they make 300 or 400 grand a year before those gigantic bonuses. When I started on the trading floor, I started with a $30,000 account, and making trades like this daily, weekly, and monthly enabled me to turn that $30,000 well into the 7-figure area. And, that's a lot more than 31% a year. And that's what's possible. That's what traders are doing every day. And it's not just professional traders. So this is Vic. He was one of our traders who traded our earnings trading system. And Vic said, I've only been trading for about a year. In spite of all the challenges, huge market up and down swings throughout the year and all the crazy stuff happening, I actually did pretty well, overall increasing my account value by over 30% between June 20th, when I went live, and the end of the year. So that comes out to a 60% annualized return. And he was brand new to option trading. Imagine what you could do if you had a little experience. So there are several advantages to earnings trades. First of all, they're market independent. We don't care if the market goes up or down after earnings. They're very short term on each trade. So we don't care if the stock market overall is bullish or bearish. It doesn't matter. That limits the broad market exposure. There's potentially greatly leveraged profits. And there's an extremely simple yes/no test to screen the trades. And opportunities are concentrated in a very short period of time. Now, the biggest week of opportunities for this earnings season starts tomorrow. There are literally hundreds of earnings trading opportunities next week. I like to call that money week. There's always one big week of earnings every earnings season, and that is next week starting tomorrow. There's so many opportunities next week. And opportunities are the lifeblood of trading. It's having an investor's mentality, right? So look, we're at the beginning of a life-changing time to trade. I truly believe that. So look, the best time to get started is, right? If you want to be prepared for literally trading earnings tomorrow, when do you want to get started? Oh, next week, next month, right? No. How about right now, right? 1, 2, 3, boom, do it now. And the most important thing about trading earnings is simply that they work. And it wasn't until I was a trader, like many of the traders attending this webinar here, trading in a regular non-professional account, that I discovered the power of time spreads for earnings. Ironically, after trading thousands of time spreads on the trading floor and honing my skills with them, I learned the last 10% nuance that pushed the power of time spreads over the top for me in a rather unique way. So this is probably about maybe 8 years ago or so. Long story short, I found myself on the phone with a producer from Bloomberg Television for the first time, and he wanted to interview me down on the trading floor, which I'd never done before, and I was pretty excited about it. So I said, okay, so what do you want to talk about? And he said, well, Dan, look, Apple has earnings coming out after the close tomorrow, and we want you to talk about a way to trade Apple going into earnings. And I was like, oh no, like I didn't say that, but I thought to myself, oh no. Might sound kind of weird, right? Well, look, you might not know that. In fact, you probably don't know this, but most professional traders don't trade earnings. They are not allowed to, they don't want to. So why? Because it's the most unpredictable time of the quarter to trade any individual stock. At the height of my trading career, I was one of the top 5 traders in my entire company as far as profitability goes. My risk manager, Bob, would let me trade anything I wanted, as big as I wanted, with as much of the company's money as I wanted, but I was never, ever allowed to trade earnings. Why? Again, the most risky day of the quarter. So I told the guy I was on the phone with, I go, geez, hey, hold on a second. Let me, I'll call you right back. And I ran over to my trading station and I started looking for a trade, because those of you who know me, you know, I always put my money where my mouth is, right? If I'm going to trade a trade in front of, you know, 100 million people or whoever watches Bloomberg Television, it's going to be a trade I believe in. It's going to be a trade that I have on in my account. So I started looking and I was like, well, okay, can't buy calls or buy puts because you can't pick direction. It's impossible. Same thing for covered calls, cash secured puts, even credit spreads, even debit spreads. Geez, what can I do? So I looked and I found a time spread, and it was actually a great trade. I immediately put it on. I did the interview, the trade made money, and I was hooked after that. I came across some data later that you'll hear about in a minute that then gave me the black and white proof that this was no fluke. When the right criteria are met, this is a genuine consistency trade that can be used over and over again to crank out consistent profits with confidence during particular periods of the year, in particular earnings season. So for those of you who have never heard of time spreads before, I'm going to give you a crash course, going to tell you everything you need to know in about 60 seconds. For those of you who are familiar with time spreads, just hang on for another 51 seconds. This is going to be quick. A time spread is when I buy a longer term option and sell a shorter term option on the same stock, and both have the same strike price. Boom. That's all you need to know. That's not even 60 seconds. And the data show that for earnings, these usually work out great. As you'll see on the next slide, when certain criteria are met. And that's really important. I'm definitely not saying, oh yeah, just go and trade a time spread on every single earnings trade. Like that would be a disaster. That would not work. But when certain criteria are met, these work great. The other times when other criteria are met, we use straddles or some other strategy, and they trigger less than 5% of the time. So mostly we're going to stick to time spreads. Let's look at why. There's a lot of data here. Don't get too hung up on trying to read all the numbers. Later, I'll explain how to simplify all this. For now, here's what's important. Look, if you sell short-term options the day before an earnings event, they lose value greatly once earnings are announced the next trading session, which is good. Now, longer-term options also lose their value between putting them on the day before earnings and then after the announcement. But the key elements of this observation is that the short-term options lose way more value than the longer-term ones. So what that means, and what this essentially proves, is that when certain criteria are met, trading time spreads around an earnings event is effectively a long-run, consistent winning strategy. And you can see the results here. Now, this is where MarketChameleon comes in. Our earnings class is by far the most profitable class for our students. And I used to teach this class and teach people how to hand calculate the earnings gaps and go through this process, send them to different websites to find different information about when the earnings was. And it took too long. It was too messy. And I was so grateful when I came across MarketChameleon. This system is so much easier now that I started using them. This is literally how we're able to take the trade analysis down to 3 minutes. You'll get the opportunity to see how this works, by the way, in just a few minutes. So these are basically the steps to follow this system through earnings season. And there's a few details involved, but this is basically the gist. So write this stuff down. First, we find all the stocks that have options listed on them and have earnings coming out today, after the close, or before the open tomorrow morning. Are you with me? Yes? It's important. Are you following me? Now, we can find several trades a day, and sometimes there are hundreds of opportunities in a day. For example, next week, there are literally hundreds of opportunities every day next week.
Dan, now why is next week so important? Some people may not be aware of what's happening next week.
Yeah, so earnings trading happens literally all year, like 12 months a year, but it gets concentrated into what we call earnings season.
And that usually starts with the banks, right? Typically, they start talking about it on CNBC, and the calendar explodes with companies reporting.
Exactly, and that really started last week, but it kind of starts out slowly, but then we get these 3 weeks where there's just a massive glut of just thousands of companies announcing earnings. And that happens every quarter. And for this quarter, next week is the first of those 3 weeks. And then after those 3 weeks, we go through what's called retail earnings season, which is another 3 weeks. And then, then there's still opportunities, but they're a lot more sparse after that. So we screen these trades using what I call the yes-no screen technique to see if we should continue on with the potential trade. And this is your first step. It'll literally save you hours and hours of your precious time and make your life so much better. Not to mention, it'll ensure you're only trading the best trades, the ones with edge, meaning they have a statistical advantage in your favor. So your win rate increases and your winners are bigger. You like this? Yes? Hit the chat box. Give me a yes if you are liking this. Those of you on YouTube, give me a yes. And I know you're delayed, so I'm not going to wait and read everybody's name.
All right. Well, let us know, everyone. Dan is asking for a yes. We did. Looks like David just tapped in a yes. Just make sure you can. We got a couple yeses popping in on YouTube. So
Okay.
there you go. Yeses are appearing. Douglas said a Y. There's a Y.
Yeah. We're going to get to all this. We're going to get to all it. So we only continue on with the trades that have a positive term structure of volatility. And the greater the disparity in the term structure, the better. This step is critical. This is what I did on the trading floor every day And then I put it into our earnings trading system to make this simple for anyone to follow. So next we run the is-was check by modeling the spread on tomorrow's days with a variant vol crush on both the short-term and the long-term option based on a partial reversion to the mean, but also relative to realized volatility. And we compare that to the past to get the modeled endurable gap, okay? The modeled endurable gap is just my way of making this completely foolproof, so it's super easy for you. Once you have that, you'll know exactly which trades to put on and which to stay away from. Now, here's where most people go wrong. We put on the time spread the session immediately before earnings. This is less than a 24-hour trade, and that is critical. We follow the MTM proprietary earnings trade technique that I just shared and exit the trade at the precise time the following day. And everybody screws that part up, but I'll share how you can get the timing right later, and then it's just rinse, wash, repeat. So this is a trade that I made in a previous earnings season in Uber. I went through the checklist and it triggered this trade. So I bought 12 of the Uber March 11th 40 calls at $3.07. And then at the same time, as part of one single trade, a calendar, also called a time spread, I sold 12 of the Uber February 11th 40 calls at $2.12. So I paid $3.07, collected $2.12. That's a total debit of 95 cents I paid. So I invested 95 cents, and here's what happened. Market close, earnings comes out. The next day, the market opens, and I wait for three things to happen. And once they do, I can put in my order to simply close the trade by selling the one that I bought and buying the one that I sold. So the next day, I sold to close 12 of the March 11th 40 calls at $2.93 and bought 12 of the February 11th 40 calls at $1.62. And collected $1.31, invested 95 cents, sold at $1.31. The trade made 36 cents or 37.9% overnight. Let's make this more tangible. If you bought a 12 lot, you'd have invested $1,140 and made $432. Factor in commissions, and of course, this is a solid trade. Now notice, and this is important, I paid 95 cents for this trade, but at the time it was offered at 98 cents. Sometimes with a trade like this, it's tough to do what's called middling, which I'll talk about in a minute, because the bid-ask spreads are so wide, in particular in closing the trade, which is almost always the case. Using our technique of middling the market, the profit could have been potentially about 20 cents better, which would have been an extra $240 on a 12 lot like this. So this stuff's really important. In reality, managing the bid-ask spread is where most people go wrong. People leave thousands of dollars on the table every earnings season by not doing that one simple part right. This is a skill that can change a trade or a trader from being just okay to being great. So now I want to make this very realistic and show you exactly how this works in real life when you're trading an earnings trade where you can middle the market with the technique that we use. These are some screenshots of my account on an earnings trade that I made in a past earnings season. This is BMY. So I went through my checklist and it triggered this trade. So I bought 20 of the BMY November 19th 58 calls at $1.59. At the same time, part of one trade, sold 20 of the BMY October 29th 58 calls at $1.05. That's a total debit of 54 cents. So notice that this leg, I bought it at $1.59, but it was offered at $1.61. I actually bought it 2 cents better than most other traders. And then this one that was that I sold at $1.05, it was actually bid at $1.03. So I sold that 2 cents higher than most typical traders. So I actually did this trade 4 cents better than most other traders. It's about an 8% head start. And where this really gets tricky is the exits. So it's really, really important to get this technique down, but I'll share how this works later. So here's what happened. Put on this trade, market closed, earnings comes out, market opens the next morning. I wait for 3 things to happen, and I simply sell what I bought. What I did is I put it in order to sell what I paid 54 cents for at 76 cents. Got filled on 2 of them, just waited a couple seconds later, maybe almost a minute later, and got filled on the balance of them. Ended up making $440 in money terms. That's 40.7% profit overnight. So, hey, that's pretty good, right? Made 39% on that one, almost 41% on the other. This is great, right? How do you lose? Well, you will have some trades that lose, and I want you to understand that. So here I went through the checklist, and it did trigger this trade in Caterpillar. So I bought to open. These are filled on 2 different exchanges, so it's a 1 lot and a 2 lot, total of 3. But I bought 3 of the May 20th 215 calls at 828, sold 3 of the April 29 215 calls at 442. Total debit of $386 per contract. The market closed, earnings comes out. The next day, the market opens, and exactly what I didn't want to have happen happened. This trade really got away from me. And so I was like, oh, geez, well, that's okay. Why is that okay? Why did I panic? No, I didn't panic. Did I cry? No, I didn't cry. This is a system, and I just simply waited for the 3 things that need to happen. And when they do, I put in the order to close it, and I was able to sell it at 360, which ended up being a 7% loss overnight, a $78 loser in real money terms. And I've made literally hundreds of these trades. This is another one in Penn. Went through the checklist, triggered this trade, bought 10 of the February 18th, 46 calls at 302, sold 10 of the February 4th, 46 calls at 224, paid 78 cents. Market closes, earnings comes out. Next day, the market opens, wait for 3 things to happen, and I sell it at $1.11, making 42.3% profit overnight, less than 24 hours. That comes out to about $330 profit before commissions. And the key here is consistency. Driving consistent profits. If you can make $330 on one trade, $440 on another, $750 on another, and there are hundreds of opportunities per day in a week, like how much money can you make in just a single week? Like next week, where there's hundreds of opportunities to cherry pick and just take the best of the best. And that's why a consistent system is so powerful. If you can follow a checklist, finding, analyzing, setting up, and making the trade simple, and closing the trade simple too. We simply take it off the next day. But it requires a little nuance. You know, the management is key. Management makes money. It's the 3 M's of trading. And in a moment, I will share a resource to make those nuances super simple. Look, this is a system. That's why this is easy. Work the system works. So let's talk about realistic expectations. You take the actions that make things happen in your life and make your life what it is, right? You believe that's true? You believe the actions you choose determine your future? Yes. And if you don't take action, if you do nothing, nothing changes, right? Look, profitable trading is a reality for many traders. We have traders in our online community chat room who are some of our top money-making students. They're really successful, regular folks just like you and me, who post their trades live real time, who have made the decision to be profitable. Simply do it. They made that choice. And by the way, in a moment, I'll reveal how you can get free access to the MTM community chat room for 6 months. Now, how often can I find trades like these? All throughout earnings season. In fact, just next week, there are hundreds a day. Are these returns common? Yes, I literally took screenshots of my actual account. Earnings trades can yield highly leveraged returns with low risk. What if the trade doesn't work out? Well, risk is limited, but more importantly, manageable, and can be a small fraction of possible gains. Let's talk about how to make this happen. This is the Total Earnings Domination All Access Premium Package. In this complete course, I'm going to share with you how to replace uncertainty with confidence so you can profit consistently no matter what the stock market's doing, using my simple data-driven, real money proven total earnings domination system. And here's just some of what you'll learn. How to easily scan the market for earnings trades, where to get the real-time data that pinpoint the winningest earnings trades, the best time of day for entries and exits, the yes-no screen technique blueprint, calculating the modeled endurable gap, which is so important, how to manage the wide bid-ask spreads on closing the trades, which is maybe the most important thing. You now have a new opportunity to trade more consistently using a strategy that works in all market conditions. To get a blueprint for earnings trading and watch live setups of earnings trades so you can easily follow along. And how to make the next few weeks your top performing weeks yet. So let's first talk about who this is not for. This is not for people looking for a get-rich-quick scheme or gamblers. Yes, it's possible to make a lot of money in a short period of time, but I want to be clear. This is not gambling. This is not guessing. I've done the math. You just follow along. You trade with a mathematical advantage like a professional trader, and it's completely simplified so anyone can do it. Now, this is also not for people who would rather spend time and money and endure losses to learn on their own over years and years of time. This is the fast track. Earnings season starts tomorrow. This is probably going to be the best earnings season you ever see in your life for trading. It's also not for wishy-washy procrastinators, but hey, I know that's not you. You're here on a Sunday night investing your time in yourself. So let's talk about who this is for. This is for you if you want more consistency. This is for you if you want low risk trades with high profit potential. And this is for you if you can follow a few simple steps. Look, this is for action takers. And for my action takers, I'm going to make this really easy for you right now. This is our Total Earnings Domination 6-month all access premium package. So first of all, let me share with you what you're going to get with this class. You begin with the Secrets to Trading Earnings Bootcamp video. I'm going to put 30 years of my experience into your head with one short video. This is the keys to the kingdom. It's a $2,995 value. Why? If you can make the kind of money we're talking about consistently on daily trades throughout this earnings season and for the rest of earnings seasons this year and forever, this small one-time investment can pay you over and over again for a lifetime. And as you can see here, there's no auto renewal on any of this. Now, I want to get you up and running fast. So I created the Total Earnings Domination Accelerator video course. These 3 short videos give you all the information you need to get started right now. But we also want you to literally have this mastered. So you are getting our 4-part on-demand video masterclass, Earnings Trading Techniques from my 2 decades on the CBOE trading floor. You'll know exactly what to do every time. This puts the power into your hands. Now, isn't it important to you to make sure you can actually put this knowledge to use, that you can actually do it? Well, today you are going to get hands-on training. Starting tomorrow, you will log in and watch me trade live in a real money account. So you'll see exactly what to do as you follow along with me as I reveal my top picks. You'll literally see the system being traded in the live market and you'll make your first trade together with me as a group. This is the ultimate hands-on training. Now, this is an all-access premium package for $8,086, but I created a couple more bonuses I would like to share. To start with, I want to make sure this works for everyone, regardless of experience level as an option trader, even if you're brand new to options. So to make sure this works for you, today you're going to get the Options Impact Quick Start video course. This on-demand course levels the playing field for beginner option traders. It covers all the basics you need to begin trading options confidently. Even if you've never traded an option before, you'll start trading like someone who's been trading successfully for years and put you on the fast track to maximize your gains this earnings season. Meet Jill from Cincinnati, Ohio. She joined our class a year or so ago, and one of her first trades she did together with us in the live coaching sessions. She bought a Microsoft time spread that met our criteria, as did I and the other students in the class. She bought the spread at $2.65, and in less than 24 hours, sold it for $3.75, locking in a 41.5% profit. And she posted real time in the MTM community chat room, which you will have the same access to. Today, you're getting free 6 months of the MTM community chat room. You'll log in and get all your questions answered by me or our other coaches. But another huge sort of secret benefit is that the MTM community chat room is where our top money-making traders all log in and post their trades live real time. This is Borislav from Cologne, Germany. He says it's a system that works with a brilliant logic behind it. And this is what one of our students who joined us said in the chat room. Jason Fullen from Leander, Texas said, closed IBM for 85 cents or $1.24, 124% profit. Opened the trade at 38 cents. And you know what? This was his first total earnings domination trade, a $1,000 winner on his first trade that he made with me and the other students in the live earnings trade class that very first day. So as a recap, first, you're going to get the Secrets to Trading Earnings Bootcamp video. You're going to get up and running fast with the Total Earnings Domination Accelerator video course. And you're literally going to have this mastered with our 4-part on-demand masterclass, Earnings Trading Techniques from my 2 decades on the CBOE trading floor. You're going to literally watch me trade live every day next week, where I give you step-by-step instruction and my top picks. You'll also get the Options Impact Quick Start videos. And if you're a beginner option trader, that'll get you up to speed right away. And you will be able to ask me questions or members of our community in the MTM community chat room. And this is an all-access premium package, including the bonuses, for $9,765. But I want to make this a complete no-brainer, completely irresistible, so you can confidently immediately join us right now. A 1,000,000-mile journey begins with the first step, and this is that step. Go to markettaker.com/CHAM, short for Chameleon, right now and get all this for a small, easy investment of just $497. 1, 2, 3, boom. That's market as in stock market, taker as in take what is rightfully yours, 2 T's in a row, markettaker.com/CHAM, and join us now for a one-time small, easy investment of just $497. Go. That is a massive 94.9% off discount. And it is valid only for the first 12 of you who take action right now. Now, why would I give such a huge discount? Because earnings season's already started. And I want you to be one of the 1,000 trader success stories that we strive to create this year. People who take action are the ones that can be great traders. When you see an opportunity and fearlessly act on it. So to reward the traders who will move forward, this 94.9% off is valid only for the first 12 people who join us right now at markettaker.com/CHAM go. Now, for those of you who join us right now, live during this presentation, right now, here's the big bonus. Action takers, you are going to get my proprietary spreadsheet that I created to track all my trades with all the proprietary formulas on the sheet that helps me make these trades confidently in just minutes. Now, I cannot open this bonus up to everyone. I just can't. I won't. I can only invite a handful of traders, frankly, because it's too valuable. This is a $1,750 value. But look, this is the best way that I know to all but ensure your success. I take this very personally. You are investing in your success today. And by sharing my personal spreadsheet with you, so am I. So I am giving this spreadsheet only to the traders who take action literally right now and join us during this live training before we're done here tonight. So, recap. That's the Secret Trading Earnings Bootcamp video where I lay out the whole system. The Accelerator video course to get you up and running fast. The 4-part masterclass to help you master the system. The hands-on training you need to actually make this happen. For newer option traders, the Options Impact Quick Start videos. To get your questions answered, the MTM community chat room, and to make sure you're hitting every single step and doing it exactly right, I'm literally going to give you my personal spreadsheet with all the formulas in there, not, protected. With this extra bonus of my spreadsheet tracker, that brings us to a total package value of $11,515 for just $497 today, only for the first 12 traders to join us. That is 96% off the normal investment. Look, this earnings cycle is one of the most important in the entire history of the stock market. Analysts are waiting to see what the earnings are to give guidance for the future. And that means traders can make more money than they ever have before. This process is starting right now. When you enroll right now, you'll have just enough time to get through the training of watching the bootcamp video and the accelerator video course to get up and running right away. And hopefully you can get through some of the master class too in order to attend the first live class tomorrow. These classes here, these are the 5 most important classes you will attend this year, probably in your entire trading career. This earnings season is the opportunity of a lifetime for those who choose to put that opportunity into action. So it is go time. For those of you who have been waiting for the right trading opportunity, this is an opportunity to change your life. Also, in the past, because earnings season is quarter by quarter. In the past, when someone joined, they got 3 months access, 1 quarter. But I had some people tell me, but Dan, I have a commitment and can't make all the live earnings classes. Or Dan, I'm going to be out of town for part of earnings season. So I wanted to make sure that everyone who invests in this class is able to fully use it and get the results that you expect. So my team and I decided that with the Total Earnings Domination All Access Premium package, we would make the class available for a full 6 months. So as of today, you'll have plenty of time to get through all the material and you'll get to attend the 5 live earnings trading sessions in October's big week as well. You get that refresher next quarter. These are the 5 hands-on training sessions. They're all 100% totally live. If you can't make it live, they're all recorded. In each of those classes, I'll reveal the top earnings trades of the day, each of those days. And I'm going to prove that anyone can do it, regardless of experience or account size. So here is my guarantee to you. I am actually trading these trades live with my own real money, so you can see exactly how it's done and follow me along. In fact, I'm using less than 10% in my account to show you that anyone can do it regardless of account size. So right now it is go time. Meet David Z from South Lake Tahoe, California. He said closed last 5 at $1.41, total gain of $425 less commission. The class has paid for itself. This is Russell K from Glendale, California. He said, I'm above an 80% win rate. Most of the others were maybe a 5% loss. Tyler M from Lexington, Tennessee said, I took Dan's class about 7 years ago. He started me down the path that I'm on today, and now I am a professional trader at a fund. So if you want to have results like Jill and Jason and David and Russell and Tyler, you know what to do, right? Go to markettaker.com/CHAM right now. And again, this is limited to the first 12 people. And I can see we're getting close to that number. We've had a good number of people join us so far. So let me take a minute and welcome our new students here. Welcome and congratulations to Wilfred from London, Ontario. Welcome and congratulations, Wilfred. Welcome and congratulations to Charlie from Newark, New Jersey. Welcome and congratulations to Charlie. Welcome and congratulations to Christopher from Benton Harbor, Michigan. Welcome, congratulations, and great job stepping up and moving forward, folks. That's awesome. Welcome and congratulations to William, and I don't have William's city and state because of something that we need to bring up next. One of my frequently asked questions. Sometimes people ask me, they'll say, Dan, listen, I can see this is a great way to grow my account, and I have a small account, and I want to grow it. This is a great opportunity, but I might have a hard time coming up with the $497. Is there a way to finance this? And that answer is yes. You can use PayPal and PayPal credit. We have a deal with PayPal to offer you both PayPal as a payment option and PayPal credit, so you can lock in total earnings domination today when you check out using PayPal and choose PayPal credit. Just go to markettaker.com/CHAM and click the yellow or blue PayPal button and get started right now. Now, I'm going to read the rest of the folks who joined us. We're up to about, looks like we're at 9 or 10 people. So we've still got room for a couple more folks who want to join us and move their trading forward. In the meantime, if you have any questions, pop them into the chat or questions box so that I can answer them and help you make the decision to come and join us.
All right, any questions for Dan? We're right up against the hour. Please pop them into the chat, either on YouTube. We'll give Dan YouTube a few seconds to catch up. It's always a little slower.
Yep. Okay.
I think this is the first time you've ever had the hat on. What is with the hat tonight? It is awesome.
Hey, you know, I was wearing it earlier today. My wife, Kathleen, said, you know, you better take that silly hat off. And, you know, I just shut the door and, you know, she's none the wiser, although she's.
Yeah, no, it looks awesome. It's a good look.
Yeah, well, thanks. You know, she's probably going to bust my chops after the weather. What are you
Well,
gonna do?
no questions have popped up. So any last things you want to say to the community before we
yeah, you know, just one. This class, it literally starts tomorrow, at 2:40. Actually, it starts at 2:30 Eastern time, giving you a bonus extra 15 minutes. So it's really, really essential that, you don't go and think about it for 3 days. Like now literally is the time. You're going to have to watch some of these videos tonight or tomorrow morning to be ready for that first live class.
And when you go have the live class, is that different than the live trading chat room? This is actually a live class that's taking place during the day, being led by you or other instructors. Is that well, there it is, 2:45 to 4 p.m. Monday, July 24th.
Yeah, live. We use GoTo webinar, and
All right.
it's a live training. People are literally going to watch me trade my own real money. I'm going to answer all your questions. It's literally hands-on training.
Great. What type or size accounts do you like people to have when they're coming into the class?
Yeah, I tell people you should probably start out with at least $2,000. I have had people start with less, even just a few hundred. And you can't, like, some of the trades that we make, they're like $50 per contract, like you can start really, really small.
All right. Those were the 2 questions that popped up on YouTube. Any questions on the Zoom, please put them in. One last thing. I mean, obviously this is a big discount, Dan. And why do you give this discount to the community?
Here's the thing, like, I want people to invest in this class who are actually going to use it, and if I do it at the full value, it's 100% worth. I mean, it is worth $11,000. That is the value of this package. But, like, people who like have to like really think about it and go ask their mom, like, like if you're that wishy-washy, you're not gonna, you're not going to be able to actually jump on the trades if you're too scared to invest $497. This class probably isn't going to work for you, but like if you're a real trader and you're ready, like you want to make money with this, you're going to see this value and you're going to be ready. So I just try and make it a no-brainer so that I can attract traders who are going to make this work, because that's important for my reputation,
All right. Well, there are no other questions, Dan. That was a great webinar. Thanks so much. We will hopefully see you next earnings season. You always bring it, and the community has been very thankful for those who've taken the course, I know, in the past. So thank you very much, my friend.
All right. Thanks, Will. Thanks for having me. And thank you, audience, all of you, for joining me this Sunday night.
Awesome, Dan. All right, everyone, have a great evening. You can join Dimitri and I tomorrow morning for our every trading day morning show, 9 to 9:30, right before the open. Have a great day tomorrow, Dan. Good class and a great earnings season. Thanks so much.